Do you mean to say that you went behind my back and you questioned that girl? Now, that is really downright embarrassing.
Don't pull that stuff on me, okay? Just tell me what's going on.
Well, your imagination is working overtime. That's what's going on.
No, it's not. You never liked her. You fired her the first day she came here. And now you got your heads together. I'm suspicious.
I don't know what to do with you. You know, if I'm not nice enough to somebody, you're suspicious. If I'm nice to somebody, you're suspicious again. Oh, I know what's wrong with you. What? You're worried about Nina, aren't you?
Yeah. Oh, yes, I am. I go on too much. If this Dr. Wall doesn't help her, that's our last hope.
We have to think positively, I say a prayer every day that she's going to recover.
Oh, good morning, Dr. Bob.
Yeah, good morning. Is Mr. Cortland at home?
You really expect me to believe Palmer forced you to come on to me?
It's the truth. I swear it. I committed a parole violation the day I went to New York to see that play. I'm not supposed to cross the state lines. He said he would go to my parole officer and have me sent back to jail. I had no choice.
Everybody has a choice, Sandy.
Have you ever been to prison? Well, let me tell you something. If someone threatened to send you back to a place like Covington,
No,
you'd
I would
do
not
anything.
take advantage of a 4-year-old child. Believe me, I know that much.
I did not want to do it, Cliff.
Tell me something. Why? Why would you do something like this? What would it serve him?
He wants his daughter to get a divorce from you.
He is in no condition to give anybody a divorce.
He was certain that he could get one for her if he proved that you were committing adultery.
That man is demented. I can't believe it. I can't believe I listened to all of that talk about how he wanted to straighten things out with me. I should have known he couldn't change.
I told him that you were still in love with Nina. He wouldn't listen.
Look, I believe you that Palmer was behind this whole thing, but it still doesn't excuse you for going along with it.
I'm sorry, I was scared. Please, please.
Yeah, I'm sorry too, okay? You know, it isn't so much that you took advantage of me. You took advantage of that kid. Look, do me one favor. Would you just look out for him till I get back?
Of course,
please.
Of course. Where are you going?
Now, you must understand, your daughter's been suffering from severe catatonia. But since she's been receiving the new drug therapy, her blood chemistry has changed, and, well, she's starting to respond.
Respond? Has she said anything?
A few words.
She spoke.
We can't tell you how happy this makes us.
It's obvious how much you both love Nina. But I must caution you. This is just the beginning. There's still a long way to go.
Well, it's the first sign we've had. It's the only shred of hope we've had in months.
Yes, could we see her now?
I'd prefer if you waited.
Well, surely a short visit wouldn't hurt.
Mr. Cortland, I don't like to take any chances. And seeing the two of you, well, I really feel she's not prepared for that.
But we're her mother and father.
I know how much you want to see her, Mrs. Cortland. But Nina has finally started to put her trust in me. Once I have that, we can slowly start to rebuild the relationship she's been afraid to acknowledge. It will take time and patience.
But you feel she will recover?
Eventually, you'll have your daughter back, Mr. Cortland.
How about it, Mrs. Valentine? Oh, Tom, I didn't realize you were coming over. Come in.
Thank you. And when you told me that Brooke had left town, I decided to make some arrangements so I could take the day off and spend it with Laura.
Oh, dear, that's too bad. Phoebe has planned to take her for a little outing this afternoon.
Not again. Langley, I'm her father. I have a right to see my little girl.
Now, don't upset yourself. Of course you have a right to see Laura. It's just that I wish you had informed Phoebe. I mean, given her some notice, that's all.
How in the devil can I give her some notice when I just found out that Brooke went to the Caribbean myself? Look, I don't want to argue with you, Langley, but Phoebe spends a lot of time with Laura.
Well, I know, but still, she's going to be very upset when she comes home and finds that her plans have been changed.
Well, that's too bad. Look, I appreciate what you've done for Laura, but I don't think that I should have to beg in order to get my daughter for the afternoon.
No one's asking you to beg.
Well, that's the way you make me feel, sir. I want Laura now. So either you get Mrs. Valentine to bring her to me, or I'm going to go get her myself.
Well, all right. But I'm warning you, Phoebe's not going to like it.
Sure she's not.
Good book, Brooke?
Yeah.
In the world,
I'd like to see Mr. Cortland, please.
I'm afraid he's
Oh, please
not
don't give me that,
inside.
Mr. Sloan, all right? Cortland! You're not the only one. He did a very convincing act.
How could he do such a thing? And why didn't I realize it sooner? I could have stopped him.
You can't stop hate like that. This man is tormented when it comes to me.
So sorry, Cliff.
There's nothing for you to be sorry about. You didn't do anything.
We stood here just not an hour ago and he was lying to me. I knew there was something going on with the two of them.
What do you mean? What do you mean you knew?
Well, I walked in here the other day and they were sort of had their heads together, but I never thought they were planning anything like this.
He's not going to get away with it. Where is he? Where? Just tell me where he is. Don't lie to me, okay?
I'm not, neither was Sloan. Palmer did have to go to Landview for an appointment this afternoon.
Fine, I'll find him there.
No, Cliff, no, wait a minute. Wait, Cliff, don't go when you're in this kind of mood. You'll make it worse.
Worse? This man has done everything he can to ruin my life. You want me to keep forgiving him?
No, I don't. But I don't think you going off like this and fighting with him will make it any better.
No, it might help me feel better. Just putting him through a wall might make me feel a lot better.
Cliff, don't do it. If you really want him to pay for what he's done, let me do it.
Daisy, this is not your fight.
Oh, yes, it is.
Daisy isn't coming, is she?
No.
I really wish that I could explain things to her.
Well, I don't think this is a very good time, honey. I mean, she's pretty upset by what's going on here.
So am I. Well, maybe I can write her a letter or something.
Well, she does think you're partly to blame, you know.
You believe me, don't you, Mrs. Sloan? I never meant to hurt Bobby or Cliff.
Honey, maybe you can take this as a sort of a lesson. I mean, if anybody ever asks you, again, to do something that you know in your heart is wrong, just say no.
You think I should have stood up to Mr. Cortland?
When he asked you to seduce Cliff, for goodness, why didn't you come to me? Why didn't you come to Daisy? We've been friends to you. We could have helped.
I just didn't think anyone would believe me.
Oh, don't, honey. Well, what are your plans now, huh?
Well, actually, I don't have any. I'm just gonna head home and try to figure out what to do from there. That'll be my taxi. I'll get that.
Miss Turner.
Yeah, come on in.
Is this yours?
Yeah, just take it out to the car. Thanks.
Sure.
I'll be out in a minute. Now it's time to say goodbye to the baby. There you are, sweetie. Come here. Here, up. Come on. All right, come on. Oh, baby, I'm gonna miss you so much. But you know something? I don't want you to worry about a thing. Because you know who's going to take care of you? Your great-grandma's going to take care of you. And Mr. Sloan and your grandma. And they all love you so much. And then they'll be with you until Mrs. Gurney gets back. So you promise me you'll be a good boy for them, okay? I know you will. I love you, baby.
No, it's wonderful that it's still free. Thanks. Yes, I'll be down to the house soon.
Daisy,
Yes, Jasper.
I've done everything you asked.
Thanks.
Forgive me, my dear, but are you sure that this is what you really want to do?
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Sloan, just the man I wanted to see. Did Daisy tell you about...
Excuse me, sir.
What's the matter with him? Daisy? Daisy, something happened.
You could say that. I'm leaving you.
Oh, I can't even look at you. The way you lied to me. The way you carried on. You know, why don't you call Cynthia? It turns out the two of you are just alike. You ought to get together.
Daisy, would you tell me what your problem is?
You know what my problem is. You use that vile mind of yours to concoct the sleaziest scheme I've ever encountered. And I will not put up with you.
Phoebe, there is a matter that I want to settle with you. You have been dishonest with me, and I will not tolerate it.
I? Dishonest with you? Oh, Langley, you should think before you speak.
It's about that phone call last night. I asked you about it, and you said you were talking to Edith. Yet this morning, I ran into her in the bank, and she volunteered that she hadn't spoken with you for days.
Oh, really? I can't believe it. You checking up on me?
Phoebe, we both made a solemn vow that we would be honest with each other.
All right. All right. If you must know, I was talking with that criminal Tad Martin.
Oh, he's no more a criminal than I am. The lad was framed.
Well, that's neither here nor there. He's still an undesirable. He wanted to speak with Hillary, and naturally I forbade it.
But that was wrong, Phoebe. You cannot make these unilateral decisions about my daughter. Neither of us has the right to screen her telephone calls.
Oh, that's nonsense. Look, you are misguided because I don't think you understand the seriousness of the situation. Hillary now has in her possession that computer disk that could free Tad Martin. Ergo, that means he would come running back home to Pine Valley, and he would insinuate himself back into her life. I will not permit it.
But
he is a son of a man that is not worthy of our daughter.
But you can't keep Tad from seeing Hillary by continuously interrupting her telephone messages.
Oh, my dear, you underestimate me. You'd be surprised what I can do in that department.
Well, you're inviting disaster. Because if Hillary ever finds out about it, and I'm sure she will, she may end up hating you for the rest of her life.
Well, then so be it. Because I will not hand her over to him. He is an immoral, greedy reprobate.
For years trying to break up Cliff and Nina.
How could I possibly break them up? Our daughter is in a mental institution. She doesn't even know who Cliff is.
You were blackmailing Sandy so that she would seduce Cliff.
Who's filled you with that rubbish?
Never mind.